Hi everyone, my name is Anha and I'm in my third year of a sciences degree, and when I'm not busy experimenting in lab or learning about science, I love to bake and cook. So today is quite interesting because while I do love science and I said in my free time I like to bake, turns out when I'm actually baking, I'm doing science at the same time. How cool is that? So today we'll be making a mug chemistry cake, and I'll teach you all about the chemistry that goes on inside a mug cake. So first things first, let's talk about what our mug cake will cook in, and that's a microwave. So inside a microwave, there's a small device called a magnetron to generate microwave energy that has wavelengths ranging from 1 millimeter all the way to 1 meter. The microwave energy is distributed into a metal cavity where the food is cooked. Afterwards, the waves absorbed by the food excite the water molecules, heating it up. So the water molecules are rubbing together, getting more heated and energy, and this is what heats the food up. So the microwave is just one part of our scientific process here in our cake. Any baked goods needs two important components, and that is the architecture, the ingredient that gives it its shape and structure, as well as a leavening agent, an ingredient to make it rise. In the case of this experiment, our architecture will be from the gluten in the flour, and our leavening agent is baking powder, which helps form air bubbles to make the batter rise. So of course all ingredients are important, but have you ever asked, what happens if I forgot to add baking powder? Well, if there's no baking powder, that'll produce a very flat cake. And why is that? That's because baking powder contains chemicals which react to let out carbon dioxide gas, the gas we breathe out, and the CO2 gas gets trapped in little air pockets in the cake, causing it to rise. So without that, you'd have a pretty flat cake. And what happens if you forget to add an egg? Well, then the cake wouldn't have a lot of structure. And that's because eggs contain long chain-like molecules called proteins, which unravel and form new hard, strong structures inside the cake when cooked. And you'll probably be familiar with this if you've ever cooked or fried an egg, that it does get quite a bit of structure. So now that we're experts on the science behind cake baking, I'm getting hungry, so let's jump right into it. First, we'll take our butter and put it in our mug, and I'm going to put this in the microwave for about 20 to 40 seconds or until the butter is melted. So now that the butter has been fully melted, as you can see, we are going to add in the rest of our ingredients. So I'll add in 2 tablespoons of milk and vanilla right in there. And then I'm going to add my cocoa powder, baking powder, remember not to forget that, sugar, and we'll add that there. So the cocoa powder is optional. I wanted to make a chocolate cake. And then we'll add our 1/4 cup of flour. So all the exact measurements for the ingredients will be listed. And we're going to take our egg. I like to crack the egg in a separate bowl, just in case, we don't want any shells to get in there. Just going to whisk it a little bit and then add our egg into our mug. So as you can see, the mug that I'm using isn't very big. You don't need a very big mug for this. Just an average size one will do. And so now we are going to gently mix our ingredients.
So as you can see, I have mixed all the ingredients, and now this is completely optional, but I'm going to add some chocolate chips. So feel free to add a little bit of chocolate chips if you're making the chocolate cake. And then just mix, and we'll pop this in the microwave.
And voila, after a quick minute, I have a mug cake now. It has come out of the microwave, and as you can see, this mug cake has risen quite a bit, and that's thanks to the baking powder. So you can make this mug cake with many different ingredients. Feel free to customize it and add mashed bananas, or you don't need to add chocolate chips like I did. If you have dairy restrictions, feel free to replace that with milk instead. And if you want to be even more experimentative in the kitchen, feel free to add or remove certain ingredients and see what effect that has on your mug cake. So please let us know in the comments below how this activity has worked out for you, and make sure to follow us on our social media for more fun science videos. And as always, stay safe and have fun.